Hello, and this session we'll be doing some more practicing with the transforming tool and also with creating an object in 3ds Max. So right now we have this example right here. So we have two boxes and and a sphere on top. So if we were to create that in 3ds Max, so how do we go about doing that? So to begin with, so we have right here, that's how we create object in 3ds Max. It's under the create tab. Then you select one of these options depending on what you want to create. So in our case, we want to create an object which is a box. So right here we see two boxes. So to do that, we select a box, and if we click Control and keep pressing the Control button and left mouse button, click and drag, then release the left mouse button, then assign a height. So depending on how high you want it, so we want to make it as close to the example as much as possible. So right now we want to use the scale tool in order to scale it down. It's just an approximate, so this is like an example. So we want to do some practicing with creating and transforming an object. So now let's create the top one. So how do we do that? So we could create another box, control, hold, click and hold control with the left mouse button, then pick a height, then using W or use the move button, we'll move it up. And we can scale it down a little bit. Then if we click E or the rotate button, we will be able to rotate it. So we can adjust the rotation to 45 degrees by typing in the value. So if we type 45 and maybe adjust the scale a little bit, make it a bit higher just to match the example. And another way to create an object in 3ds Max is if we click and hold the shift button. So let's switch it back to the move button or click W. If we shift and if we press and hold the shift key, then with the left mouse button, just click and drag up, we can make another instance or a copy of that object. So here you can pick a copy, instance, or a reference. So in this case, we want to create just a copy. This is just for example. So we don't have to stick with it. So in our case, we'll delete it. And right now we want to create a sphere. So to do that, just the same. If we click Control and hold, press Control and hold, left mouse button, then drag, then W to move using the Z axis, and right there. In case you were wondering how to change the color of the object, all you have to do is just head to the Modify tab and right here. Right here. You can change the color of the object. So We can make it red. Click OK. So I think this is the darker red. And same thing with the cube. It's the lighter red. And for the bottom one, I think it was the default one right there. Close enough. Okay, so let's do another example. Select all and delete. So right now, right here, we have somewhat similar to a birdhouse. If we use the rectangular selection tool, we can select multiple objects at once and move them all at once. Okay, so what do we need to create this scene? We head back to the Create tab, and under Geometry, we select a plane, Control, hold the Control button, and left mouse button right there. And now let's create the cylinder tool. Let's click on cylinder. Again, Control. You don't have to do Control if you don't want to. This one is without Control. So you can notice that cylinder is created from the center automatically. And then we have the pyramid again. So if we click Control, it will make sure that the width and height are equal, and then release the Control button and to control, so that you have much more control with the height of the pyramid. So in this case, so how do we center the pyramid? So you have two options. The first option is, let's switch back to the Move tool, and right here, that's where you have much more control with the rotation, position, and the scale of the object. So we can have them all zeroed out. That way we can center it. And another way to center it is by aligning the object. So like, how do we do that? So we click on the object, we make sure it's active, and right here, the Align tool. So if we press it and select the object that we want to align it to, and right there. So you can pick which axis you want to align it to. So in our case, we want to align it to all the axes. Then click OK. Then with the Move button, by clicking W or the Move button, and move it along the Z axis. So it looks like it's a bit higher. So R for scale. Scale it upward on the Z axis. And if we want to scale the base one, we can scale it along the X and Y only without affecting the height. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Bye now.